Yeah, I think, first of all, good evening, all the gentlemen and the ladies that are present here. Honored to be here and have a conversation on data privacy and cybersecurity. Yeah, I agree partially with him, and because these are two very significant aspects where in data privacy deal with an individual's autonomy and and the trust and the peace of mind of an individual, because the data of an individual is spreading here and there, and most of the decisions today are based on the data, right? In the highly digitized world, wherein the cybersecurity, I look at it from the organizational perspective, and I look at it as an universe wherein the responsibility is to enforce certain regulation, come up with some of the policies, and ensure that these sort of data and information is not misused, it doesn't get unauthorized access, and it is not breached. And that's how it becomes a greater responsibility of an organization and state, and ensure that it ensures protection not at the organizational level, but at the same time, nation as a whole. Yeah, I think with the law coming up, there is a huge market potential that I see, because data privacy has a lot to do with origin of the data, that how the data is originating. So that leads to data discovery, and then the second very critical part is the data consent, and the third is the data protection. And all these things lead to protect an individual's information which belongs to that person, right? And hence, by doing that, it is like upholding the fundamental right, because the entire origin of the data privacy is the fundamental right of the Constitution. Now, with the law coming up, it is very important for anyone to understand the content and the nature of data. As our colleague has just spoken about masking of the data. There's a biggest challenge in masking of the data. There are a lot of tools which all the organizations are using at the endpoint to protect the data from being exfiltrated. And they're using not to offend anyone, I'm so sorry, but it's very common practice to go for data classification tools, which is highly manual driven. You basically mask it by using keywords, or you classify it that this is critical, this is PI, this is PCI. But an individual can very easily write a Python script, and you can mask that information, that classification tag. And hence, that data gets exfiltrated and stolen from the endpoint. So what's the solution? There are a lot of research going on, and what I have come across is just one organization which we are dealing with, and that organization does auto-classification of the data, wherein there is no manual intervention. It actually acts like a human brain. It can read the content residing in the document. It could be your Excel, it could be a PDF, it could be a JPG. It can create custom ontology, semantic analysis, understands the data, and it doesn't even allow the data to pass through from one individual to the other. Like Honorable ADGP belongs to police department and I belong to a different department, right? We are both working for the government organization. It's a common domain by NIC, and I can gain access to the data. But am I really supposed to get some criminal information if I don't belong to that department? No, I do not. But I'm yet trying to gain access. So what this tool does, it doesn't even allow the access of such information residing within the same domain, because it understands my role, function. So it allows auto policy synthesis to provide a role-based access. And such things are going to give competition in the market. A lot of MII, I would say, organizations are working towards this to provide auto classification. So there is a lot of positive competition, and I see this will lead to a lot of innovative products. So I'm very hopeful, and I'm very, very excited about this act giving rise to a lot of innovations.
Wonderful. Anyone want to add what our Rohit and Pradipta said?